Hi, I hope you're doing great. We're here together, continuing our journey through the Mother of Peace. This is the memoir of Dr. Hak Jahan Moon, the greatest and most beautiful woman peacemaker of human history, says I, and millions of others. And I can tell you this book is starting to show some wear and tear because with each message, I'm simply reading and trying to discern what is the message that heaven wants me to lift out from these precious words. But I encourage you to do the same when you get your copy, and it's available in English already on Amazon and coming soon to you in your own language. But just reading it and praying on it, there's so much. It's so rich. So we're still here in chapter 4, which is really the story of the missionary work of our members and true parents themselves. Remember, during the 1960s, the movement in Korea was growing. True Parents family was growing. The members' families were growing. But again, because their mission was for the sake of the whole world, their prayers and thoughts went way beyond the land of Korea. The title of this message is Hope and Healing, Fruit that will nourish the world and beyond. You know, True Parents came to bring hope and healing to all of humanity. And so from 1969, True Mother herself continually participated in world tours. Listen. I gave more speeches at more rallies, events, gatherings, and seminars than I can count. My footprints are found in almost every corner of the globe, ranging from unfamiliar metropolises to small, primitive villages, from deserts scorched by the burning sun to thick jungles and breathtaking highlands. At each place, marginalized peoples, helpless women, children, and minority groups were waiting for me, and I anxiously looked forward to seeing them. I knew I could offer them peace of mind and that every step I took advanced the cause of peace. You know, that passage is probably my favorite passage, or among my favorite passages in the book, because it really describes in detail, in this narrative form, True Mother's epic journey to travel the world and to help us. Truly incredible. You know, True Mother was so totally committed to bringing peace to the world. Think about it. It's common for a jet-setting businessman to travel the world for business, but they usually only visit one country at a time. It is much less common for a mother of 14 to travel the world on public speaking tours the way True Mother did. Unless you've done it, I'm not sure we can even begin to imagine how strenuous it is. You know, in reality, a world speaking tour for True Parents is more like a world tour of a famous rock band. But even a band, it stays in each location for a period of time, visiting only select regions. A famous band can be on tour for months or even years to promote one album. True Parents, on the other hand, were visiting a new location each day. Can you imagine? Constantly pulling your body through all those different climates, different cultures, different altitudes. It puts a real strain on your body. Even without realizing it, it puts a real strain on your emotions. You know, it reminds me of a story my father once told me when he was traveling a lot back in the 1980s. For a couple of months, he was taking as many as 4 or 5 domestic flights a week for work. And one time during flight, he just broke down in tears. For no reason whatsoever, he started sobbing uncontrollably in front of everyone. He had no idea what was happening. The flight attendant came by to check on him. She asked him a couple of questions and then said, "It's okay. It's okay. It's just your body reacting to the amount of time you are flying at high altitudes." She had to comfort him because continuous traveling really affects you. Not just that, but there are different germs and diseases in each region that your body is not immune to. That's why you need to get vaccinated before traveling to certain areas. Well, true parents too. In fact, one time on the way to Africa, True Mother was administered the wrong anti-malarial medicine, and she suffered severe side effects. Not only that, she caught malaria anyway. She was in so much pain and had a ridiculously high fever, but still, she continued on her tour nonetheless. There wasn't even enough time for her to receive proper treatment. She just pushed and pushed and pushed on through, and somehow the malaria disappeared. I mean, yeah, that's amazing. But you have to keep in mind that this is not normal for a mother, any mother, to push herself continually like this. But for True Mother, it was common. It was common to rest only a couple of hours in each hotel room before moving on to the next city, sometimes without even opening her suitcase. Imagine this. Although this type of travel plays a huge toll on your physical and emotional body, True Mother invests herself because of her love for us all. True Mother was continually pulled by the awareness that there were people waiting to see her. And not just physical people. She also sensed the reality of the spirit world waiting for her. Listen. Besides bringing the word of God, during my tours, I conducted ceremonies to liberate the spirits of those whose lives had been sacrificed. The True Parent's victory upon the earth has opened the gates of resurrection in the spirit world. When I spoke in a communist nation for the first time, I sensed the presence of spirit persons outnumbering the living people who received me. While the region was embroiled in war, I went to Croatia. The moment I entered my hotel room, I knew that there were souls that had undergone unjust and miserable deaths, waiting for liberation. To liberate them, I did an all-night prayer vigil. True parents are here to liberate humanity, but they also have the power to liberate the spirit world. Can you catch the sense of this? Because of their victory here on the earth, they have the ability, the authority, and the blessing to liberate the people in the spirit world. And the fact that they have not only paid indemnity and paid the price to do so, but coming physically to these locations plays an important role. If you think about it, you may just consider that true parents can sit in their prayer room in Korea and liberate everything, right? But when you listen to how True Mother describes visiting Gorée Island in Senegal, liberating the ancestors of slavery, or right here, the spirits she comforted in Croatia, you realize that there is something about being there physically that opens the doorway to liberating that particular spirit world. This is also why true parents had to travel every corner of the globe in substance. You may recall True Father's testimony of the 50-state speaking tour across America. If you've watched the Chosen series, there's an episode that covers this testimony in detail. Because there was so much ground to cover, 50 states, Actually, one of the states, there were simply no members or no guests to prepare, and it was not enough time to prepare. So the leadership at the time thought they would fly past that particular state and just go en route to the next one. But True Father was there in the plane, counting every stop, checking every detail. And then he looked up and called the leaders over in the plane ride, and he said, why did we not stop? Why is this state? There's one state missing. Why did we not go to this state? And they tried to explain, well, Father, because, time and so busy, and actually there's not really a foundation. He stopped them and he said, what are you talking about? Don't you understand? If I miss even one state from this speaking tour, the spirit world of that state will accuse me. Do you understand? That's why, they were shocked. So they had to reroute and change everything. And then everybody had to mobilize on the ground so that when True Parents landed there could be people to represent not just the living people, but the living people are representing the spirit world. That means they're representing the history of that particular state. So it's the same for every nation of the world. True Parents were desperate to try and touch every area. But if you think about it, True Parents couldn't touch every city, every village, every town, every family. That's our job. That's our job. But in this book, True Mother is teaching us, reminding us of this. You have to lift this truth out of the words and understand what Mother is saying here. She's not only recounting her life story, but with each chapter, with each page, she's reminding us also of our responsibility. Okay? So right here, True Mother recalls the time when she visited Austria. She was invited to speak at the Peace Starts With Me rally, and this was during the spring of 2018. She could feel, as she's descending there back in Europe, she could feel the cloud of tortured spirits who were lingering there since World War II, particularly in this location right here that Mother describes. Listen. If you follow the Danube River west from Vienna for about 2 hours, you come to the village of Mauthausen. Amid its beautiful scenery is a visitor's center in front of a depressing and sinister-looking building. That building, with its towering walls of thick, gray brick, brings on tears of bitter grief. For during the Second World War, it was a concentration camp. There, the Nazis incarcerated Jews and many others. Many of the almost 200,000 people that passed through Mauthausen met miserable deaths. The true pain one feels there is that of the spirit persons who are stuck in that prison, trapped in their resentment. They can resurrect only after the true parents of healing and hope can console them and alleviate their bitter resentment and sadness. The event was a great success, but True Mother was asked to help liberate those spirits also. Listen. The next morning at breakfast, some of our European leaders came to me with serious faces to present a special request that I permit a ceremony of liberation at Mauthausen. They had heard about my liberation prayers offered for the victims of slavery on Gorée Island in Senegal and urgently asked me to extend the same heavenly grace to the victims of Nazi persecution. So True Mother offered conditions and sent special representatives to offer lilies and special prayers to heal the tormented souls. They prayed that those people, now in the spirit world, could release their sadness and resentment and become absolute good spirits who would find their way to the realm of blessing and joy that God has prepared for us all. It is important to build memorials and educate people about historical wrongs. Still, the higher priority is to release the bitter anguish and anger harbored by those who came before us and who suffered and died unjustly. So much love, just parental love, True parents are here to heal us and to give us hope. They're here to clean the wounds of history that we cannot heal by ourselves. Wherever True Mother goes, people are magnetized to her. They don't want to let go. And they feel a certain emptiness when she leaves. This is the heart of children yearning for their long-lost parents. We have waited 6,000 years to feel this love and healing for our hearts. and the only begotten Son and the only begotten daughter are reconnecting heaven and earth and humankind, guiding people to live a true and happy life. They're here to bring hope and to bring healing. Yes. We've been truly blessed by our true parents, and now we've been given another opportunity to fully inherit the blessing of heaven. We've been given the opportunity to represent them where we go. We have been blessed with the authority to reconnect Heavenly Parents' family. We have the ability to liberate people, and even people in the spirit world, on True Parents' behalf. True Mother is still working hard, tirelessly, pushing herself on the front line. But she will not be with us physically forever. Now it is so important, while she is here, for us to realize the blessing of Chombo. Each one of us can become a Chombo family, a heavenly treasure, and it's a beautiful thing. Everything we do in this regard will not only bring, great blessing to our family, but will continue to produce heavenly fruits for years to come, just like the work of our true parents. We are like them in that regard. Honestly, what I'm working on now is really seriously considering about establishing our Chombo Family Museum. Mother is building museums. Mother is building a heavenly temple centered on heavenly parents and true parents, but this is our work also. With the 70 holy items that True Mother has given us for Asia Pacific 1, this is an incredible piece of history. And we are now establishing a prayer team across Asia Pacific 1. And this prayer team will help to bring a spirit to protect and guide all that we're doing. And with each one of these garments, I will share more later, but with each one of these garments, I will make a special cabinet. And that cabinet and that garment should constitute the centerpiece of the Chombo Family Museum of that Chombo family who receives it, So this is very precious, very precious. In other words, our life of Chombo to become a heavenly treasure, this is not just some mission or some, project. This is an eternal blessing, a historical blessing. Everything we do with regard to Chombo will bring blessing to your family and continue to produce heavenly fruits for years to come, just like it is with true parents. Because, brothers and sisters, we are now descending into the valley. The land is fertile. The weather is fine. And no matter the unique circumstances of our families or our particular nations, we are living in the springtime of the providence, and we are here to help one another settle in this beautiful valley. Yes, settle in this beautiful valley. I can see there's beautiful mountains and there's streams, and we are close to the sea, which connects to all of the continents of the world. And we ourselves are the fruits of true parents who are being planted in this valley. And we are those who will grow rich and abundant. Beautiful meadows and beautiful orchards and forests and meadows of flowers. We are those fruits, and we are the seeds that true parents have planted in this incredible valley. We are here multiplying the incredible work of our true parents. We are here to continue their great work. Yes! Listen to how True Mother puts it. I have traveled hundreds and thousands of kilometers over the decades to convey God's love. Although my journey has often been very difficult, I have always been happy. My words and footprints will never disappear. Each and every day they will multiply, bearing fruit that will nourish this world and beyond. I can see it, brothers and sisters. I can feel it. I can smell the aroma. Do you see it? Do you see it? You have to see it. We are there in the valley, in this valley where God's footprints are there. True parents' footprints are there. This is the land of Chonilguk. Come on, you can call me idealistic, but this is the land that God has yearned for, wished for, waited for. True parents have offered everything for. Blood, real sweat, and real tears. All of this now, in the springtime of the providence, is coming to fruit. Not just the physical world. Don't be distracted by the limitations you see of today around you in the physical world. We are replanting everything. And let us work with those who've been prepared to help, because they're there right now praying to meet you. And not just those here among us in the physical world. The spirit world is a real thing. It is here, right now, right around you, right now. No matter the time that you are now listening to this message, the spirit world is with you. Can you hear it? Can you feel it? Your ancestors, the absolute good spirits, those around you. It is our responsibility to pray for them, to liberate them. They are now with you as they listen to this word. I tell you, can you feel it? And wherever we go, wherever our footsteps go, we are an extension of True Parents' footsteps. Wherever our bodies go, our bodies are an extension of True Parents' bodies. That is our blessing and responsibility. If we just stay stuck at home, keeping it to ourselves, we will suffer, because that's not what we are here for. It's not what we were reborn for. It's not what we were born for. The stories of incredible sacrifice, when we look at the history of the church, of True Parents' life, of True Mother's life, the stories are just, there's buckets and buckets of tears here. Incredible stuff. So let it inspire you, let it enrich you, let it remind you of where you come from. But most importantly, let us be reminded of who we are and where we are going. This is the great era of Chombo. Families all across the world are experiencing the joys of becoming a Chombo family. So, I encourage you, no matter your situation now, no matter your current unique circumstances, let us go together and fulfill Chombo so that we may be the extension of True Parents' love and joy and blessing and hope and healing. That the fruit of their work and the fruit of your work will bring joy and blessing for years to come. They will build museums around your memory. I promise you. In fact, we should start building them now. Brothers and sisters, God bless you.